at that person next to you.
I recognize the God in you.
I recognize the God in you.
I feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel it.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together,
come together.
come together,
We come together.
come together.
We come together in the
Name of love.
We come together.
Come together,
We come together.
come together.
We come together
In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you.
Take a look at that person next to you.
God loves you and I love you too.
God loves you and I love you too.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel it.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together,
Come together.
come together,
Come together.
come together.
Come together.
In the name of love, we come together,
Come together.
come together,
Come together.
come together.
Come together
In the name of love, every walk of life,
Every walk of life.
every creed and color,
Every creed and color.
in kinship we unite,
Kinship we unite.
in honor of the God in each other.
Take a look at the person next to you. Take a look at that person next to you.
Say namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together,
Come together. We
together,
come together.
come together.
We come together
In the name of love, we come together,
come together.
come together,
Come together.
come together.
We come together
In the name of love, we come
We
together,
come together.
come together,
Come together.
come together.
Come together
In the name of
love. I see joy and I see peace. I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I take. I see God in everything. I see joy and I see peace. I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I take. I see God in everything. Just repeat that. I see God in everything. I see God in everything. I see God in everything.
Love and peace. Good morning. How we doing? Good morning. Welcome to Ahava Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you, Mike and Margot. Appreciate you. So Ahava is the Hebrew word for love. And we gather together each Sunday knowing that love is always the answer. There's a big sign back here. Don't worry about it, all right? Who are we? We are a conscious community committed to curiosity so that we may provide a loving space to be reminded of the truth of who we are, and an open and affirming community. So whoever you are, wherever you're tuning in from, online, on the computer, on the phone, log on in, and wherever you are on your spiritual path of discovery, we welcome you here. All right. On our online viewers, if you're going live stream, say hello, tag some friends, let somebody know you're here. All right. If you're sitting in here, get your phones out, check in, put up a status, let somebody know something that made you go, oh my God, I didn't even think of that before. You know? All right. So hit that like button if you're online. If you're in the room, we encourage you once again, take your phones out, check on any social media, share pictures and inspiration. All right. If you're a first-time guest, you should have received a flower and a connection card at the door. If you are and you did not, let one of our core council members know. We'll make sure we get that together with you so we can connect and make sure we figure out what's going on, help you out on your journey, because we're all here to make this moment possible, all right? Now, we also have a lot of people that help to make this thing happen, all right? So all the people that help us on our Sava volunteers and groups, we want to give a round of applause and thank them, because every moment, everything that happens, from getting the carpet clean to keeping the lights on, happens because somebody gives, all right? Like, can we give a hand to all of our volunteers? All right. All right. And now here's one of my most fun parts of the thing. I want to, everybody take a moment, all right, look around the room. A lot of familiar faces, some people we may not have seen in a while. Let's thank everybody here for being a reflection of us. All right, so thank you for being a reflection to me. All right. This moment wouldn't be without all of us here. All right. All right. If you'd like to repeat after me with our vision, we are an inclusive community.
We are an inclusive community.
Committed to global transformation.
Committed to global transformation.
Through personal evolution.
Through personal evolution.
All right. And our purpose, we wake up.
Wake up.
Step up.
Step up and make a difference.
We got to say it together. Come on. All right, hold on. All right, we go. Wake up, step up, make a difference. All right. And our affirmation today, I am whole just as I am.
I
am
Whole
just
the way I am.
Do that one more time. All right, just, I am whole just as I am. They'll let you know you don't need nothing else. All right.
We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love, like a child who seeks protection from a mother's warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace. Sing it with me if you know this song. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love, like a child who seeks protection from a mother's warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace.
Breathing in to that grace, knowing that there is only one life, one mind, one source of everything. And today I know that one as joy, as wholeness, as peace and power. And knowing that that is the truth of the one, it has to be the truth of me, and it is absolutely the truth of each person hearing my voice now. And I know that blessings abound today. I bless this service. I bless our beautiful musicians. I bless all the people who came together to create this service and every single person that's here today, both online and right here in the room. Blessings flow. Gratitude flows. And I let it be by saying, and so it is.
We are held in the hands of grace, safe in the arms of love, like a child who seeks protection from a mother's warm embrace. We are held in the hands of grace. Just one more. We are held in the hands of grace.
Thank you, musicians. Today's reading is from A Hidden Wholeness, The Journey Toward an Undivided Life by Parker J. Palmer. A circle of trust is a group of people who know how to sit quietly in the woods with each other and wait for the shy soul to show up. The relationships in such a group are not pushy, but patient. They are not confrontational, but compassionate. They are filled not with expectations and demands, but with abiding faith in the reality of the inner teacher and in each person's capacity to learn from it. The poet Rumi captures the essence of this way of being together. A circle of lovely, quiet people becomes the ring on my finger. Few of us have experienced large-scale communities that possess these qualities, but we may have had one-on-one relationships that do. By reflecting on the dynamics of these small-scale circles of trust, we can sharpen our sense of what a larger community of solitude might look like and remind ourselves that two people who create safe space for the soul can support each other's inner journey. Think, for example, about someone who helped you grow toward true self. The people who help us grow toward true self offer unconditional love, neither judging us to be deficient nor trying to force us to change, but accepting us exactly as we are. And yet this unconditional love does not lead us to rest on our laurels. Instead, it surrounds us with a charged force field that makes us want to grow from the inside out, a force field that is safe enough to take the risks and endure the failures that growth requires.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Sing with me. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul.
There we go. All right. Such a sweet energy in the room, yes? Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who has come together already to participate in today's service. That reading that Adam shared spoke to this idea of how a community can be created as that place of such a sacred trust, where we can show up and be our vulnerable, authentic selves, where we truly belong, where we can see each other for the truth of who we are, such that, as Rumi said, it feels like that ring on our finger. So how are we showing up today to build and to create this sacred, intentional space of community that is equal to that beloved place of trust and connection and support? That is the inquiry that I am in. That is the vision that has been percolating here as Ahava, as we've been turning this past couple of months to visioning and prayer and listening to what is seeking to be expressed and what is becoming of this community that we called Ahava Center for Spiritual Living. And I just have to say, last Sunday was such a testament to that too, right? Let's give some more love to Joan and Tina and Seneca for what they created. Thank you. Pardon my cough drop. I'm here and there's some congestion moving through, but I am here and showing up and allowing that wholeness to be revealed. Yes. So it's December, believe it or not, which means we get to kick off a new theme. And this month, our theme is living as wholeness. And today's topic is embracing wholeness within. So as a Center for Spiritual Living, we pull from various traditions of ancient wisdom, practices, and teachings. We believe that there are many paths, many ways of walking this world, yet there is only one life and one experience of this thing called the universe, God, divine, that takes many forms. And whatever path or walk of life you are on, or wherever you may find yourself this day, you are absolutely and always connected with that divine source within. And so we talk about how we are one, and this idea of wholeness being one of our primary teachings. So we already have beginning to set up here for our service coming up on Thursday night, December 21st, which we call Many Paths, One Light. And that, too, is an example of whether you walk the faith of a particular religion, or if you are walking the faith of Spaghetti Monster. What is it called? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, or that of the divine within you. It is a real thing. You absolutely belong here, because there is no dogma, there is no judgment. We are here to embrace the many walks of life. And our primary teaching is based on this philosophy called the science of mind, which was founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes. He began to teach and write prolifically in like the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and from that has grown now this movement which we call Centers for Spiritual Living. And within this movement, one of our core tenets, primary teaching, is that of oneness and wholeness. So we're going to be diving deep into this idea of wholeness today and this month, knowing that every sentient being is inherently whole and that we are all one, connected to source, connected to each other. Wholeness is both an individual experience and it is one in which expresses through the collective. For we are all individual expressions of the one. There is only one life, and that one life is the divine life of wholeness and perfection. Call it God, call it spirit, call it the divine universe, whatever word works for you. If it calls, collect it. That's a shout out to my friend yesterday who said that phrase as we were wrapping up our chakra workshop yesterday on movement and flow. And again, I love to bring in the experiences that are occurring in this space during the week on a Sunday morning, because there's more than just this Sunday experience. There's stuff that's happening within this community and in this space throughout the week that is creating this whole picture of the process of awakening, of connecting that is occurring here. So at the end of our moving and coloring and expressing yesterday in the workshop, one of our beloved beings here today, welcome for the first time, said that phrase, right? If it calls to you, collect it. It's not a collect call. In fact, it's free. The universe is always speaking to us through us. So if something is calling to you, if it's resonating with you, collect it. Because we have to be willing to receive, to be that receptive vessel. Spirit is always pouring upon us infinite love, infinite wisdom, infinite abundance. But if we are tuned out and instead tuned in to the news and the commercials and the drama of the world, we may not be tuned in to listen to that which Spirit is seeking to be revealed through us. So this idea of wholeness involves embracing and integrating all parts of ourselves, being open to know ourselves as whole, perfect beings, just as the universe knows us and sees us. And then to listen for that wisdom, to listen for that truth that lives within each of us, and then collect it, embrace it, embody it, live it, share it, walk it, talk it, teach it through your life, such that your life becomes that vibration that is allowing all others around you that they can't help but be raised to the highest vibration in the room. So let us be that highest vibration as we walk into the world, when we bump up against each other, especially this time of year. There's traffic, there's stress, right? There's all the people doing all the things. So how can we slow down, listen, and breathe, and then choose how we show up? To choose to be the love and the peace and the presence of the divine right where we are. And allow that energy to inform the space around us. Knowing that we are whole means that there is nothing that we have to do or get outside of ourselves to be whole. For we are the divine made manifest. We are light. As much as we are these human bodies, we are light. We are the space between the atoms. We are bioluminescent beings. And remembering that is what allows us to live our wholeness. And to stop outsourcing our good by trying to find the one, or find the thing, or the person that completes us, right? You know, we have such beautiful songs and movies and love stories that share of a message that, if we are not paying attention, can get into our subconscious mind and have us believe that we in and of ourselves are not whole. That would tell us, you complete me, right? That we need someone else to find our missing piece somehow. And yet there is no one that can make you feel whole if you do not feel and know that within yourself. And I'm not dogging on romance or relationships, any of that. You know, being in relationships with others may help you discover these beautiful things about yourself. They can be such a helpful and healing part of our own growth and discovery. But if we approach life from the outside in, thinking that we need a person or a thing to remind us or to tell us or to complete us, we're working backwards. And we're always going to feel that sense of not enoughness or disconnection or lack, right? So what would it look like to truly own and claim our inherent wholeness within, regardless of what anyone else may say or think, regardless of what we may produce or create, how productive we are? How can we embrace wholeness? By turning within and being willing to sit with ourselves in the silence, in that dark night of the soul, in our messy humanness, to sit and to know and remember and allow that spark of light within us, which is our true essence, to come alive. To allow that flame, that spark to become that flame and that growing fire of love and beauty and truth and wholeness. For within each of us is that place that has never been hurt, harmed, or hindered, which is our true essence. Dr. Ernest Holmes said, "The spark which burns at the center of our soul is caught from the living an eternal flame of spirit." So our charge is to recognize and to nurture and to express this divine spark of wholeness. And we kindle this flame by living from our own divine center, recognizing it in others, and working for it to be revealed in our community, right? So we hear these kind of three parts. So we have to first sit with and feel and know that spark, that wholeness within, and then look for it in others. And it is in the willingness to see that wholeness in others that we can then begin to work together to build and grow that in our community, our spiritual community, our physical community, whatever communities we find ourselves in. What would it be like to show up in the world as God knows us to be? Whole, perfect, and complete. To see ourselves as Spirit knows us and sees us. And to see others with those same lens. Eric Butterworth in the book The Creative Life says, "You are a perfect idea in infinite mind. You are whole now. This wholeness is the only way the universe knows you." So imagine living your life, going through your daily activities, truly knowing yourself as whole, knowing yourself as the universe knows you, and then bestowing that gift of grace and love onto others by realizing, by seeing with your real eyes, realizing the wholeness of all beings and seeing them as the universe sees them. Because truly we all desire to be seen, to be known, to be heard, to be felt and understood for the truth of who we are. And this doesn't mean that we have to be perfect, right? Here is the kind of the nuance or the, what's the word? It's coming. I'm finding it. Maybe the irony, right? Of like that we are perfect, but we don't have to be perfect because we are perfect. So if we strive again to live from the outside in, trying to do things that society tells us is perfect, or trying to be a people pleaser so that from the outside in people will love us and say that we're good, say that we're perfect, say that we're whole, that is walking as an empty shell in the world, trying to fill ourselves up from something outside, and that will never work. It may be like, it feels good for the moment, but then when we get back to the stillness of our own being, at home, at night, alone, are we filled? So we have to feel and know this within ourselves, this wholeness, and integrate all parts of ourselves, embracing our humanity. So no, we are not perfect. We are perfectly imperfect as human beings. Yet, there is that part of us that is whole, never hurt, never harmed, never touched, that is perfect. So I'm going to share a little story with you. So, after years of searching for the ultimate truth, a seeker was told to go to a cave in which he would find a well, and the answer would be shown. Ask the well for the truth, he was told, and the well will reveal it to you. So indeed, he went on this journey, and he found the cave, and inside it was the well. Great. So he asked this question, what is truth? And from the depths of the well, there was this reply. I imagine it sounds like this. Go to the village crossroad. There you will find what you are seeking. That's what a well sounds like in my imagination. So, filled with hope and excitement and expectation, he began to go to the crossroad. And there he found 3 kind of uninteresting shops. One shop was selling a piece of metal, the other was selling wood, and the third shop sold thin pieces of like string-like metal. Nothing or no one there seemed to have much to do with anything about the revelation of truth. So disappointed, the seeker returned back to the well, and he demanded an explanation, but was told, "In due time, you will understand." So feeling that he was, tricked, made to be a fool, he just left the cave. He began to set out again on his personal quest, seeking the truth. Now, by this time, years had passed, and he began to grow older and move a bit more slowly and more deliberately. He began spending more time in his life being more present with what is before him and to see things more completely. One night, he was again walking through the same village at the crossroads, and he heard the sound of a sitar. And this music caught his attention. It was beautiful, played with great mastery and inspiration. So deeply moved that he began to sit. He found himself sitting right at the sitar player's feet. And he watched with deep intensity, fully present in the moment, as the musician's fingers moved across the strings and began to intently see the sitar itself. And it was in that moment that the truth he sought was revealed. The sitar was made out of wires, pieces of metal, and wood, just like those he had seen years before at the 3 stores at the crossroad. And he understood that the message of the well was that he had already been given everything he needed. The task was to assemble it and use it. So the parts of our life are not so meaningful as long as we perceive them as separate pieces or fragments. But when we see the fragments as a whole, a deeper, more vivid reality and meaning emerges. So to me, this story speaks of the power of integrating our whole selves, honoring our humanity, our divinity, the light, the shadows, not labeling some as bad, ugly, or unlovable, but embracing everything as truly whole. We talked last month about embracing and seeing everything as sacred. So this idea is very much connected to that, right? This wholeness. And how in our own lives, I was reflecting on the story, how for me, I can go back and with some distance and perspective, see things more clearly. Things that when I was in the midst of them, felt painful, felt confusing, right? It was a struggle. It's like, I don't get, why is this happening, right? And when we find ourselves, I'm like, why? Then it is with time and perspective that we can look back and see the bigger picture of everything and how the wholeness of all things working together, even when we can't see it in the movement, is divinely orchestrated and is whole. So the goal is to, even when things appear messy, to not separate those parts and judge and label and box up certain experiences or things about ourselves or about life, but instead the goal is to take all that has occurred in our life and is occurring, what we may say our mess, and make our mess our ministry or perhaps our music, just like the sitar player did. Our lives, regardless of conditions, are one with the divine. We are always sourced by life energy, source energy, universal energy. And we can see this in our divine connections with others, because there is no separation. We are all created from that same God stuff, that same spiritual essence, unified in one whole perfect pattern of life. And that very energy is that which expresses life through us, that we live, move, and have our very being in. So how could anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? For we get to choose to show up knowing that we are whole. And even if someone does tell us you're ugly, you're not perfect, who do you think you are? We have that flame, that spark within our being that can shine from within out and burn anything unlike this truth to ashes as we walk this path of love, allowing the wholeness to be revealed from within. And this time of year, it can be easy to get caught up in the busyness of the holiday season and the commercialism and consumerism culture that we live in that may tell us that we need to buy these shoes or get this gadget or do this thing to be cool, to be good, to be seen, to be worthy. So I challenge you to just notice those messages that you see around you, and to notice especially when you feel like you may be getting caught up in this need to get something, anything, or someone outside of yourself to prove that you are whole or worthy, and to turn within instead in the silence of your own being, through the breath, through meditation, through prayer, reading, inspiration, spiritual practices, music, movement, whatever tool from the spiritual toolbox that you have, pull that out and remember your wholeness. And remember that you are a part of a community where you belong, where you are seen for the truth of who you are. So in moments where you are pulling out those toolboxes and praying and meditating and all that, but still just feel off, we can turn to one another for support. We show up in this room for this collective energy that we feel, and allow the vibration to be raised through the music, through the words, through the reading, through the inspiration, through one another, the hugs, whatever it may be. Turn to one another. That's the beauty of community. We can lean into each other in difficult times. Community is the place where we get to grow together. And it's not that we have to turn to someone else because we are not whole. We get to turn to someone else because we are whole, and we see that within one another. And we are a part of something greater. Be willing to let your light shine and to allow this truth to radiate from within out, and to see each other and to support each other in times of need. Because truly, love is always the answer. So I invite you this week to pay attention to those messages that may tell you that you are not enough, those messages that if you are sleepwalking through life, you may not be noticing. But to wake up and begin to deconstruct those false narratives telling you that you need anything outside of yourself to be whole. Stop outsourcing your good and don't fall for the lie of separation. For you are not and you can never be separate from Source. It is who you are. You are the divine made manifest. Yes? Yes. All right, let's take this into prayer. Take a deep breath. Join me if you like in just rubbing your hands together. Feeling the warmth, the friction, and the energy that begins to be stimulated in your hands. And then maybe place them over your heart. Take a nice deep breath. taking a moment to simply be with the breath. How good it is to recognize the one life that is love, that is whole, that is peace, that is beauty. To know and recognize this one life as all that there is, the very essence of all life. This energy, this vibration of peace, of wholeness, of truth is the very vibration of life, and therefore it is the very thing moving, stirring within each of us, expressing as each of us. How good it is to know that I am whole, just as I am. So it is from this place of oneness that I speak this word now. For each and every person that is hearing the sound of my voice, knowing that right here, right now, love is. Right here, right now, peace is. Right here, right now, I am. And I am whole. And it is from this wholeness that I live, move, and have my being, that I walk in this world being the highest vibration, such that all those around me resonate and vibrate with the wholeness of peace and love and joy that I am. I know that no matter what is occurring in the world of circumstances around me, that I can show up in the wholeness of who I am. And for this, I am grateful, so grateful to know that I walk in this world as a whole and complete being, needing or seeking nothing, and yet having everything I desire, living as that pure potentiality within my very essence. Taking another deep breath. So grateful for the fulfillment of this word. As I release it, I let go and I release it into the action of the law, that aspect of God that always says, yes, 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 my beloved, it is done and it is so. And together we say, and so it is. That's right, and so it is.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love.
Yes. So I invite you now to turn to someone and to say, I am the divine made manifest.
I am the divine
I am the divine made manifest. Yes. Yes. Such divine beings in the room, so beautiful, so beautiful. Yes. All right, so now we are going to move into our time of conscious giving. And before we pass the basket and do that, we are going to get to hear from a local community organization that we are supporting. This is actually from last month's November's tithe is going to go to this fabulous organization called Creative Reuse. And so I'm going to invite Stacy Stone to come on up. If you want to go to that microphone right there and tell us a little bit about your organization. Yeah, you can take it off too. It's handheld, however you need to. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Stacy Stone, the director of Lex Center for Creative Reuse, and I'm the founder. So the story started about 8 years ago. I was at a conference with other colleagues, and they said, well, if I need that, I go to Creative Reuse Center. And I was like, excuse me? I don't know what that is. And she explained it, and I thought it was the most brilliant thing I had ever heard of. So I did tons of research. There are creative reuse centers all around the country and all around the world, actually. But Kentucky didn't have a single one.
Wow.
So I did more research, and I said, I think it's me.
Yep.
I think I am the one called.
It called and you collected. That's right. Yeah.
Yes, and I already recognize a few faces here from frequent donors to
Yes.
shoppers and creative people. So we began last August, so August of 2022, and in 16 months, we have gathered over 40,000 pounds of donations.
Wow.
Now I'm going to pause a second and answer some of the questions I got when I first walked in the door. Anyone in the community can donate. We have a lot of artists who have studios who like to donate. We have companies. We have people who work at perhaps UK who donate all kinds of things. I'm seeing her back there. So anyone can donate, but it is art, craft, and upcycling materials. So we do have on our website, we have a very extensive list of the things that we accept. The best way to understand what we do is to come see.
Yes.
It is hard to explain. Margot was there last week. It is hard to explain exactly what it looks like. A lot of people walk in and say, this is my grandmother's craft room on steroids.
Yes.
It's a lot of material, and we have a huge volunteer crew who spend all of our time sorting and organizing and making it a little bit easier to find. But it's more than just a store. First of all, we want to encourage people to shop secondhand first, because we were just talking about this time of season where everybody feels the need to buy and spend and spend and buy. Well, this is a great way to support a nonprofit, find things at a discount, keep things out of the landfill,
Yep.
and encourage your creativity. So all of those are all wins to us.
Yes.
So we are downtown. We're located about a block south of Gray Line Station. It's off of North Limestone and Louis Gart Court. And it's in a very cool old building from the 1850s.
Cool.
So if you want to come hear some history, look at different art, this is all the things we do. We are a 100% volunteer-run organization at this time. We look forward to dreaming big and having a staff who are paid equitably for all of their work, but we aren't there quite yet. So we're working on it, but it takes so many hands to make our space work, just like making Ahava work as well. And there are so many different ways that people can help. Some people like to take a bag of tangled yarn, take it home, and do a little meditative sorting of yarn and bring it back to us. So there are endless possibilities. We also have amazing classes because we want to encourage anyone to create. People ask about classes for children, and there are so many great places that do education and art for children that we want to focus on adults. We want adults to know that they can tap into that creativity they enjoyed when they were a child as well.
Love it.
Yes, so we have amazing teaching artists, and you can find all of that information on our website. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. So I want to thank you for inviting me today, and I look forward to meeting more of you.
Thank you, Stacy. Yes. Make sure to take a closer look at her upcycled button today with her she her pronouns on there, and it's so beautiful. So maybe we'll have to find a time to have a field trip and go and make our own little name tags or something. That's yeah, fun moment. All right. So we are going to pass the basket now, but there's also ways you can give online. You can text the word give to 859-209-6996. You can also go to our website. There's a give button there, ahavacenter.net, or you can mail in your gifts as well. So I'm going to ask the ushers now, our core council members, to prepare the baskets to pass around the room as you repeat after me. Divine love as me.
Divine love as me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I have,
Blesses and multiplies all that I have,
all that I give,
all that I give,
and all that I receive.
all that I receive.
I joyously contribute to the vision of Ahava,
I joyously contribute to the vision of Ahava,
knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is. Yes.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, so grateful,
I'm so grateful,
grateful.
I'm so grateful,
I'm so grateful, grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, grateful.
Yes. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. So, yes, we have a number of exciting things coming up as well. Next Sunday, be sure to join us for a special service. It's going to be a little different, and we're going to have a guest musician in. You may recognize her, though. It is Janice Marsh-Prelsnick, my beautiful mother-in-law, and her daughter, my wife, Heather, will be leading a mostly musical-inspired service. So tune in for that next Sunday. Speaking of music, how wonderful is it that we are getting to see and shine and highlight the talent in our community, yes? So thank you again, Seneca and Mike, Margot. Yes, Seneca, Mike, Margot. And we also are still in a search for a keyboard player, so spread the word. We are continuing in that search. And if you have any ideas or interests or talents as well, let us know how we can perhaps tap into those in our community here already. Please save the date, mark your calendar for Thursday, December 21st for our Many Paths One Light service. It's going to be beautiful. And we have our Burning Bowl service coming up the last Sunday of the month, December 31st. That is also another favorite ritual and tradition here. I'm thinking that's it as far as announcements. Just here's the deal, y'all. Check your email for the newsletter. It has all the details, all the things. Go to our website. It does as well. I know that we have, this Wednesday night is our monthly meditation and metaphysical discussion. Here, we're doing it hybrid. So physically, in person, and online. And you can find out how to join that on our website or in our newsletter and check out other ongoing events there as well, like our Way of Mastery Tuesday night group that is also now hybrid. So you can join in person or online. All right, so now we are going to welcome our youth, yes?
Oh, yes.
Yes, let's do it.
We love you. You're a shining star, wonderful. Just
Hi, good morning. We today read A Rainbow of Friends, and we talked about how all the types of different friends that we have, and in the book it talked about giving what am I trying to say? Making sure that everyone feels equally accepted and understanding that we all have our different gifts and talents, and sharing them with each other in our group of friends. So, will you two share the affirmation? Ready? Go.
We have a rainbow of friends.
Yes. Yay!
Do you want to say real quick what we did? Our project?
We made finger puppets,
Except she didn't quite get her last arm on hers, but it'll be finished later. Yes, so I had a bunch of finger puppets that we could make so they could pick out an array of friends to have. So, great.
Yes.
Oh, let's see his.
Thank you so much. Oh, look it. Margot wants to see yours. What did you
Oh,
make,
it's so
Braxton?
cute. Is that a reindeer? Love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yay!
I just need, thank you.
All right. Yes. So we have our licensed spiritual practitioners who are available to support you in affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. You can fill out a prayer request online in the prayer box, and today Patty is here if you would like in-person prayer. So I invite you now to stand if you're able and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It's this thing called life.
It's this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my affairs.
Life is in my affairs.
I accept it.
I accept it.
I am it.
I am it.
I share it.
I share it.
Just the way it appears.
Just the way it appears.
And just the way it appears not.
Just the way it appears not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Yes.
Okay, we have a new call and response song.
Okay.
It's called Thank You for This Day, Spirit. Do you have a note for us? Faster note. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this
Again.
day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing.
One more time. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
One more. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Okay. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.
Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.
Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.
Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life.
My glorious, my glorious, my glorious 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 life.
One more time. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life.
My glorious, my glorious,
My glorious life.